It's my mission on this channel to retire all of my audience at the same time, and that is at the peak of the next bull run. One thing you'll get on this channel that you won't find on any other channel is that I'm teaching you step by step how to leave the market and how to re-enter the market. I'm getting you set up with an emotionless plan so you don't FOMO in at the top of coins, and ultimately you leave the market a winner. And I think that's one of the things that my members and subscribers appreciate the most about this channel. I'm the only one giving you an actual plan to follow. And it's not financial advice either, it's just common sense and a macro view of the market. There are two big moments that you need to be looking out for in the near future. One of those is when to sell. I've got that sorted, we've got the plan sorted. If you just watch my content and absorb what I'm talking about, you can make your own exit plan based on those rules and you'll be in good hands. And the second moment, which is arguably the most important moment of your entire lives, is the purchases that you make at the bottom of the bear market. So if you're out there right now and you don't have a plan to exit the market, because that's the one that's coming up soon, and your idea of an exit strategy is, I'm going to wait and see how I feel at the top, then I urge you, just tickle the subscribe button. It's not that I care immensely about subscribers. If you just hear me out and hear my theories on things, it might help you to shape your own exit strategy, even if it's not identical to mine. There's enough money in the market for everyone to get rich. I'm not precious about my own plan. I just want you to have one. So today we're in Ethereum Classic. The reason I'm covering Ethereum Classic is because, well, previously when I've made Ethereum Classic analysis videos, they've done pretty well because people are clearly interested in Ethereum Classic. What I think is that the majority of people who get interested in Ethereum Classic see the word Ethereum and see the word classic and think, yeah, the original Ethereum. And while I don't know much about Ethereum Classic, it does have plenty, and when we've got historical data, what I use is Fibonacci extensions. So I use this Fibonacci extension tool. I use it at the top of the previous market, which came in actually on the 18th of December 2017. So it was actually a bit earlier than every other coin. And you drag that down, right down to the bottom of the market, which ultimately had a triple tap at the bottom over the course of almost 2 years, basically. So you had 3 opportunities to buy at the bottom. From the bottom, Ethereum Classic has already, and I mean already, pre-alt season, already hit exactly the 3.2. It actually was just short of the 3.618 and went up 46x. That's a lot of gains for a coin. And I want to highlight on this Fibonacci, my 3.2 Fibonacci extension line. You probably don't have, if you don't follow this channel, you probably don't have the 3.2 line on your fibs. I urge you to add it. Why? Because when we lay fibs on a chart, it ultimately shows us where the peak of the market is likely to come in for that coin, especially if we've got proven historical data way back in time. So we've actually got more than a cycle with Ethereum Classic to look at here. You know, the coin actually came onto the market in 2016, so we've got plenty data to go on. And so when you place the fibs on a chart like this, it ultimately calls the top of the market for the coin, right? Because it's so reliable with the fibs. And my 3.2 line is a conservative effort to hit peaks without chasing it to the upper end of the Fibonacci's. And this is a prime example of why I have the 3.2. Because if I'd set my sell orders for Ethereum Classic at the 4.236, which is the top of the fibs, and we see the tops of fibs get hit. For example, if we look at the Bitcoin market cap chart, we actually hit the 4.236 on 2 occasions before then coming right way back down. And without going over there, we actually did the exact same thing on the Ethereum chart. But it doesn't always get there. And just like with Ethereum Classic, sometimes it doesn't even get to the 3.618. So that's why I've got my 3.2 line as my sell-off point. So I want to say, if you'd bought your Ethereum Classic in my recommended zone of purchase in the 0.236, which is this red zone right here, even if you bought at the worst time in the 0.236, aka exactly on the line, and you sold at the 3.2, you'd have had a 10x on your money. And that would have been 2 trades, 1 buy, 1 sell, right? But they're at the right times. This is the key information. This is the key point of this channel, really. Buy at the right times and you won't have to worry. You won't be in the charts every day. I'm in the charts every day because I've got to make YouTube videos. But this is a prime example of getting at a good spot. I mean, you could have, at worst, that was a 10x. At best, it was a 46x. So you buy in the 0.236, you hold until the 3.2, and they sell at the 3.2. This would have worked perfectly for Ethereum Classic. But the likelihood is that you got into Ethereum Classic. The chances are you got into it here. I'm going to point an arrow to where it is. You probably got in here. Why? Because most people who are coming into the market, right, into the market, see Ethereum buy Ethereum, even though it's Ethereum Classic, and they buy big green candles. And that's not to say you're a terrible person for doing that. Everyone does that when they enter the market. Every single person does it. I've done it. Everyone in the comments, if you have done that, just for a reassurance for new people who are new to the market, who here, when they bought their first coins, bought big green candles? Write that in the comments below. And if you did, please click like as well, because that actually helps the YouTube algorithm share this video with other people. So I'm going to estimate that you bought way up here. As if I go right into the middle, let's say at the 1.618 line, you bought right there. Let's say you bought at $75, right? What do we do now? Because if the 3.2 has been hit, for me personally, the upper end of the cycle for this coin is in, like we've seen the top. That's how I would treat it. It might not necessarily work out like that. It might go up to the 4.236 still, who knows? But the percentage gain from the 3.2 to the 4.236 is only 34%, and I'm not interested about that. So if you did buy at 75 cents, right, or dollars, sorry, $75, if you bought in at this point, what do you do? It's a tricky one, because from today's price to that $75 mark is 168%, right? So almost 2x, 1.5x your money. This is interesting then, because in the time it takes for Ethereum Classic to move up here to this line, the other coins are going to go even wilder, because most of the other coins, like XRP, for example, bounced beautifully off that trend line, hasn't done anything in this market. And actually, 90% of the altcoins that are in the market right now haven't done anything. They haven't. It's only really Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and a handful of others that have actually moved in this market, signaling to us that the alt season hasn't happened yet, because the altcoins haven't gone yet in general, you know? So when I look at Ethereum Classic and I think, okay, the peak's already in, if I assume that, even if it's not, even if the 4.236 gets hit, you know, I'm playing this as it is the top. By the way, sell at the 3.2 and you catch wicks. It's beautiful. It's so good. I do see some upwards momentum though for Ethereum Classic. And I think this personally, if I was in Ethereum Classic still, which I'm not, personally, a few more green candles, maybe green candles up to the 0.666 to 702 line here, which is at $32.90 to $34.50. If it was me personally, I would be taking out my money from Ethereum Classic at a loss, absolutely at a loss, and shifting it into coins that are still in the 0.236 zone. So to give one example of one of those coins, and I'm going to give another one at the end of the video, so please stick around for it. But XRP, if you don't have it, let's play this out. So Ethereum Classic pumps up and it gets to the 0.666. In terms of percentage gain for Ethereum Classic, that is 18%. I want to see what 18% for XRP is as well, just to assume they grow at the same rate. Okay, this is perfect. This has worked out perfectly. I was worried that it wouldn't. So let me zoom in to make this clearer. Ethereum Classic goes up to the 0.66 line at $32.90. Okay, so you catch a few more green candles to get there. So it's not like selling the red. You're selling green, which is ideal. You shift your money into XRP, which also goes 18% and is still in the 0.236 zone. I said the other day, anything under $1 or $1 for XRP is a tremendous deal, because from that 0.236 line to the 3.2 for XRP is 15x. So look at the money you've got in Ethereum Classic. What would an 18% growth in that coin look like? And then transferring it into XRP, let's say at worst you transferred it in and you got XRP for $1, then times that amount by 10. You wouldn't get that in Ethereum Classic, purely based on the fact that I think the top is in for Ethereum Classic. And if that's not the top, then we're going to get pretty close to that top again, right? Or just beat it. And I think the key here is not to be afraid to take your money out, right? Not be afraid to sell at a loss, because there are gains elsewhere. I forgive you for not knowing that Ethereum Classic had already reached a new all-time high in this cycle, and for buying not in the 0.236. I forgive you. Those are the two foundational rules of this channel, the two golden rules. You only buy coins in the 0.236 zone, and they cannot have hit their new all-time high in this cycle. Ethereum Classic's done both of those. And I don't think it's people watching this video looking to buy Ethereum Classic. I really don't think that's the majority of people. I think the majority of the people are in Ethereum Classic at a loss and want to know when to come out. For me personally, I would be out of Ethereum Classic at $32.90, and I would be moving into coins that are in the 0.236 zone. As I said, one of those is XRP. And before I tell you another one, I actually made a document that highlighted 12 coins in this zone. You can get that using the link in the description. It's $1 to get that document, and it gives you access to 12 coins that exist in that area. These are ideal coins to be shuffling into. If you like the way I explain things, I would urge you to consider becoming a member. The members have got huge value in the members zone on Discord, and they basically get to ask me any questions. We're in conversation literally all day, every day. I think it's often good to hear other people's exit strategies, because people are constantly talking about their exit strategies in the chat and refining them and, getting a heads up on any movement in the market. It's really, really useful to be part of that group. It starts at £2.99 a month, and it would be a pleasure to see you there. Okay, the other coin that I would consider shuffling into is here. Now consider watching that whole video. It's my deep dive on the topic, and I'll see you in the next one.